Imagine a bridge so daring it could connect two continents, a structure stretching over turbulent seas, deep waters, and even the unpredictable forces of nature. Yet, despite its apparent simplicity in distance, no such bridge exists between Europe and Africa. Today, we'll uncover the reasons behind this engineering enigma. The idea of linking Europe and Africa by bridge has fascinated engineers and dreamers for centuries. At first glance, it seems almost feasible. At its narrowest, the Strait of Gibraltar is only about 8.8 miles wide. You might wonder why, with so many long bridges already built around the world, including the Danyang-Kunshan Grand Bridge, which spans over 102 miles, a bridge across this stretch hasn't been constructed. The answer lies in a mix of technical, economic, natural, and political challenges that make such a project far more complex than it appears. Shipping lanes and maritime traffic. One of the foremost obstacles is the intense maritime traffic through the Strait of Gibraltar. This narrow passage is one of the busiest shipping lanes in the world, serving as the gateway between the Mediterranean Sea and the Atlantic Ocean. Over 100,000 ships pass through this corridor every year, including massive container vessels and oil tankers. A fixed bridge, no matter how well engineered, would have to provide an enormous clearance, over 200 feet, to allow these giant ships to pass underneath without interruption. Engineering and construction challenges. Building a bridge across the Strait of Gibraltar would be an engineering marvel, but also an extraordinary challenge. Firstly, while the distance might seem manageable at 8.8 miles, the depth of the strait is far more daunting. The average depth is around 1,200 feet, with some parts plunging down to 3,000 feet. In comparison, even the deepest bridge foundations in the world, like those of the Padma Bridge in Bangladesh, only reach depths of around 417 feet. To construct a bridge here, engineers would have to build foundations that extend into the abyss, likely requiring supports that are 7 times deeper than any existing structure. This not only presents technical hurdles, but also dramatically increases construction time and cost. Furthermore, ensuring that the bridge remains structurally sound over such depths and distances means dealing with immense water pressure, potential corrosion from salt water, and the constant pounding of waves and tides. Every component of the bridge would need to be designed to withstand these extreme conditions without compromising safety or functionality. Seismic activity and geological instability. Adding to the complexity, the Strait of Gibraltar sits directly above a tectonically active region known as the Azores-Gibraltar Transform Fault. Here, the African and Eurasian tectonic plates, along with the Iberian microplate, slowly grind past each other. This movement builds up stress that occasionally releases in the form of powerful earthquakes. History offers grim reminders. The 1755 Lisbon earthquake, one of the most catastrophic in recorded history, measured around 9.0 on the Richter scale and triggered a tsunami with waves as high as 65 feet. A bridge built over such a volatile region would require state-of-the-art earthquake-resistant designs. While modern engineering has produced structures like the Akashi Kaikyo Bridge in Japan, which are built to flex and sway safely during seismic events, replicating such technology on an 8.8-mile scale, coupled with the need for deep foundations, would be extraordinarily difficult and expensive. The risk of catastrophic failure in an earthquake, not to mention the challenge of repairing damage afterward, further discourages such an ambitious project. Complex underwater conditions. Beneath the surface, the seafloor of the strait presents additional hurdles. The seabed is not a uniform layer of rock. Instead, it contains deep channels filled with unconsolidated clay deposits. These quaternary clay channels are unstable and can shift easily under pressure. If the foundations of a bridge were to be anchored in such an unpredictable environment, there would be a significant risk of subsidence or shifting over time, potentially leading to structural failure. In essence, engineers would have to devise entirely new methods for securing massive structures in an environment where the ground itself is unreliable. Economic considerations. Even if technical challenges could be overcome, the economic cost of building a bridge of this magnitude would be astronomical. Consider the Hong Kong-Zhuhai-Macau Bridge, which cost around $18 billion to complete. complete. A project spanning the Strait of Gibraltar would likely require a similar or even higher investment, given the additional complexities such as deep water construction and earthquake-proofing measures. With billions of dollars on the line, stakeholders would need absolute certainty that the bridge would not only be safe and functional, but also economically viable in terms of maintenance and operation. Trade and tourism between Europe and Africa are already thriving, but the existing modes of transport, ferries, airplanes, and even tunnels, are deemed sufficient by many experts. The marginal benefits of a direct bridge might not justify the enormous upfront and ongoing costs. Until there is a significant economic incentive that outweighs the risks, the project remains a tough sell. Political and territorial disputes. Beyond the physical and financial challenges, political factors also play a critical role. The potential bridge would span from Spain to Morocco, two nations that have a complex historical and political relationship. These disputes have deep historical roots and continue to cause friction between Spain and Morocco. Cooperation on a bridge project would require both nations to set aside long-standing grievances, which, given current political climates, is easier said than done. Moreover, the presence of the British overseas territory of Gibraltar further complicates the situation. Gibraltar's status has been a contentious issue between the United Kingdom and Spain for centuries. Any large-scale infrastructure project in the area would require multilateral agreements involving not only Spain and Morocco, but also Britain. Aligning the interests and policies of all these parties presents yet another layer of complexity. Alternative proposals and their limitations. Over the years, several visionary proposals have emerged to solve the Europe-Africa crossing dilemma. One idea involved a drawbridge that could lift its roadway every few minutes to allow passing ships. While creative, this solution would cause frequent disruptions for road traffic, leading to massive congestion and long delays for vehicles. Imagine a bridge that is almost always in motion, opening and closing continuously throughout the day. Another innovative proposal came from American architect Eugene Sui in 2004. His design featured a 9-mile crossing that combined a bridge with an underwater tunnel, along with a 3-mile-wide floating island equipped with wind and underwater turbines. Sui's idea was both futuristic and multifaceted, promising not only a transit route, but also a renewable energy source and tourist destination. The role of natural obstacles. Beyond human-made challenges, nature itself throws in unpredictable variables. The waters of the Strait of Gibraltar are home to a variety of marine life, including orca whales. While these creatures are generally not a threat to humans, there have been documented incidents of orcas ramming into boats, causing significant damage. Between 2020 and recent years, nearly 700 such incidents have been recorded. These unpredictable interactions with marine life add another layer of risk for any construction projects or maintenance crews working in the area. The threat posed by these powerful animals, combined with the already hazardous sea conditions, makes the work environment even more challenging. Some historical accounts even hint at legends of sea monsters or colossal creatures lurking beneath the waves. While these tales are more myth than fact, they serve as a reminder of the untamed and unpredictable nature of the strait. Whether it's the potential for aggressive marine mammals or the chance of encountering unexpected natural phenomena, nature itself seems to conspire against any effort to create a permanent, fixed crossing between these two continents. A future possibility. Despite the myriad challenges, ranging from deep and turbulent waters to seismic instability, engineering difficulties, astronomical costs, and political disputes, the idea of a Europe-Africa crossing continues to capture the imagination. Recent developments, such as talks about constructing an undersea tunnel in connection with the 2030 Soccer World Cup hosted by Portugal, Spain, and Morocco, hint that future collaboration might yet bring a breakthrough. In June 2023, Spain even allocated funds for a design study on a proposed tunnel aiming to provide a faster rail connection between Madrid and Casablanca. If successful, this could revolutionize travel between the continents and spur new economic opportunities. As we look to the future, ongoing discussions and design studies give hope that someday, with advances in engineering and greater international cooperation, we might finally see a fixed link that unites these two continents. Until then, the Strait of Gibraltar remains a natural boundary, a place where the power of nature meets the limits of human ingenuity. Thank you for joining me on this deep dive into one of the world's most fascinating infrastructural mysteries. If you enjoyed this exploration, please like, share, and subscribe for more insightful videos. Your support helps bring these incredible stories to life. Stories to life. Stories.